Hello, I'm Greg Jarrett, and you were in the strategy room. Kathleen Kennedy Townsend, daughter of Robert Kennedy, posting a photo and a very surprising comment on her Facebook page saying that former President George H.W. Bush told her his vote belongs to Hillary Clinton come November. Although the former president has not officially endorsed Clinton or Trump, does his vote even make a difference to most Americans trying to decide to whom they should cast their ballot? Here now to weigh in are Democratic strategist David Mercer, Republican strategist Brian Morgenstern. Welcome to you both. So, Brian, almost nothing in politics is accidental, even though this is being portrayed as, an accidental disclosure.
Right.
What do you think was going on?
President Bush is too media savvy for this.
Even at his advanced age.
Of course.
He's a pretty smart guy.
Yeah, of course. And you know what, as far as, 90-year-old World War II vets who served his country in so many different ways, he's entitled to whatever the heck his opinion is.
Well, he's angry at what the terrible things Donald Trump said about Jeb Bush.
Yeah, and the things that Donald Trump has said about George W. Bush as well, with connections to 9/11. So, he's not so thrilled about who the party is nominated. So he's expressing his opinion, and God bless him. Say what he wants. I don't know that that's going to have a huge effect on voters in this particular election, because this only underscores the fact that this election is less about conservative versus liberal and more about establishment versus populism and non-conventional realignments of voting blocks.
David, what about that? Both former Bush presidents represent an establishment, and of course Donald Trump is the antithesis of that. He is the agent for change and quite frankly, any change, it seems to be, in the minds of most voters. So does this actually matter?
I think it matters a great deal. In referencing the Bushes, they've held the presidency for 3 terms. He's been vice president for 2. That means a lot of people in the Republican Party and outside of it, maybe independents and others, have supported the Bush leadership over the years. So it's sending a signal to all those that we heard earlier maybe being discounted. I would think that Donald Trump would rather have George H.W. Bush's support than not have it, given a race so tight and so competitive. Yeah. So it does matter. Doesn't that
reinforce that Hillary Clinton is the status quo and just a continuation of the same old thing? I mean, arguably, she might be thinking, thanks, but no thanks. I don't need your support.
Well, we have unity in the Democratic Party, unlike what we see in the defection of 50 national security foreign policy experts
who are saying, I'm not voting for her.
Well, you don't see the leadership. We have more Republican leadership voting for Hillary, coming out and endorsing her, than Donald Trump, have any Democrats coming out and doing the same for them. Yeah. So we'll see that reflected in the November 8th results.
All right, let me segue to something else, Brian. Sure. Reince Priebus, head of the RNC, is vowing to punish any Republicans, especially Republican leaders, office holders, and so forth, who do not support Donald Trump. Is that a valid or an empty threat? I was really trying to figure out what Reince Priebus could actually do, other than withholding some money. Really, what can he do?
Well, the leverage, here's the specific sort of slice of candidates where this might matter. If it's a new candidate who has not yet been elected to something, where they could really use a voter list to target prime voters, they could use that data, and a lot of the information the party apparatus has collected, and of course some campaign donations, that could matter. But if there is an elected official who has his own list, who has his own coalition of supporters, this threat doesn't mean a heck of a lot. There's a PR issue. And to be clear, I don't envy Reince. He is in a tough position with people screaming at him from every which way. But the vindictive look of, my way or the highway is not a good one for a party chairman whose job it is to grow the biggest coalition possible. So I think strategically this was flawed. But again, man, he's in a tough spot, you know.
Yeah, David, you're probably all for this because if Reince Priebus,
I'm trying to hold back my smile.
Yeah, I mean, if he's going to punish Republicans, you know, maybe people like Ted Cruz and John Kasich and so on and so forth, that's only going to help Democrats. I mean, does Reince Priebus not see the obvious?
Yeah, I don't think he took the thinking to that conclusion or that far extended. But, you know, as is just pointed out, you know, what are you going to do with a Mark Kirk who's running for re-election? Democrats only need 4 or 5 seats to take the majority. So every one of those 24 senators in the GOP running for re-election is critical. So to say that they're not supporting Donald Trump and that they're going to suffer a penalty, I think is the wrong thing to do. Again, you want to add to unity, and this certainly doesn't do it. And right now, he's not the leadership of just the party. He's the leader now of a circular firing squad. Those that won't support Donald Trump, that are scared of Donald Trump affecting their election outcomes as senators, and then the party being divided in what Reince Priebus is now issuing I think an empty threat, but nonetheless a threat.
Well, Reince Priebus may end up being the leader of nobody. This could end really badly for him, especially if Trump loses in November. Reince is going to be standing on the unemployment line. All right, David Mercer, Brian Morgenstern, thank you for being with us, both of you.
Good to be with you.
For complete coverage of the 2016 election, go to foxnews.com. I'm Greg Jarrett. Thanks for watching.